In the last video I talked about the sheep being just about out of feed as I was checking everything. So this morning I went and took care of that. Now I've got about 500 pounds of feed for the ewes, 500 pounds of feed for the lambs, and 3 bags of this good Kalmbach sheep mineral. So today we're going to get their feeders filled up. I'm going to move the sheep around a little bit. The pastures still aren't quite where I'd like them to be to put the sheep on there for an extended period of time. So today I'm going to move them around a little bit. I'm probably going to lock them in to where the ryegrass is at, move my feeders and everything over there, start giving them some hay again, and give that pasture another week or something like that to go on and get caught up. It's kind of in that middle ground where it's almost ready, but I don't want to pasture it down too hard early so it doesn't get a good start for the spring. But if I'm not careful, in a couple of weeks it's going to get away from me and there's going to be more grass there that I can deal with, and then I'll be out there with the bush hog cutting it down. Well, might as well get the tractor fired up and get after it. I think I mentioned it earlier that I'm also going to put the girls back on some hay. I've got the hay feeders moved up here. Need to get some hay in them, but before I do, I want to get all this old hay that's set in here and got wet. I want to get that out of there and get things cleaned up, get them off to a fresh start. When I built these troughs years ago, The plans called for putting a 2x4 on the bottom and attaching these two panels, wire panels, to the side of it. I decided to put two 2x4s in here, and that widened that out. It holds a fair amount more hay by doing that. But one real good thing about it, and I didn't plan on it, but it's worked out, just a regular old garden hoe is almost perfect for scraping that out of there and cleaning it. Sometimes I have some really good ideas. Sometimes I just get lucky. Now that all the feeders are moved where they need to be, it's time to fill them up. Well, I think this Ranger is rated to haul 500 pounds. And that's probably about all she wants. This feed is a little different than what I've been getting. It's probably got more oats in it and some other concentrate pellets. Me and the new feed mill haven't really got on the same page, I think, with what we're going to feed. This has got a little more molasses in it than I wanted. The sheep really like the molasses, but it gets a little sticky sometimes and doesn't want to go down through this feeder. This is not so wet that it clumps together, so it'll probably be okay. We'll just have to give it a try. We'll have to see how this works out. Now, I did take a partial bag of this feed and put it in the other feeder for the lambs because it's more similar to what they've been getting. Although it's a little bit different, but it's similar to what they've been getting, at least on the protein level. Now, the feed I actually got for the lambs is quite a bit higher protein. It's not quite double the protein, but it's a lot higher. The ewes just don't need that high protein, and the lambs can use it during this stage while they're growing. They're getting ready to be weaned here before too terribly much longer, so they can use the extra protein. But I did put some of this in there a little bit as a transition to get them from the lower protein feed up to something with some higher protein. Well, you can certainly tell the difference in this feed. What I got for the ewes, which is about a 12% protein, and what I got for the lambs, which is about a 20% protein. You can probably tell the difference there. I do have a concern that this is a lot moister. It's got a lot more molasses in it than the other that the ewes get. I think this will feed through the feeder okay because it's creep feeding the lambs and the settings are opened up pretty good. Where I run into problems with a wetter feed is when I've got the feeder closed down to where the ewes are only getting maybe a pound or so a day. And this powdery stuff, once they lick it and they get it a little wet, it kind of gums up in there, and then it doesn't feed through as well. But that's what this tool is for. I just don't want to have to use it. Well, that's got all the big things done today that I needed to get done, other than take some mineral over to the rams. They've been out too, just like everybody else. But I have to go over there and mow some grass for a neighbor, and I'll just put that on the lawnmower and take it over there as I go. So I think that's gonna do it for today. I'll see you on the next video.